Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second episode of our Unicorn Overlord Let's Play. All right. So here we get to pick our difficulty. That means we got through like kind of the most basic of tutorials. So I really like strategy games. For people that don't know, I really enjoyed a lot of like Fire Emblem and other tactics games and things along, those lines. So I think I'm going to pick expert mode. They say you can change your difficulty at any point, but I do want to see what the highest like challenge they're willing to offer is. And when I did play in the demo, I did play in expert mode also. So yeah, I think for this let's play, unless things get really, really crazy where it's just really insanely difficult, which I don't think it's going to be, we're just going to play in expert mode.
Elaine, why have you stopped?
We're surrounded.
Not the welcome party I was hoping for.
Get your vile claws off of me! Let her go!
Chloe!
I should have known you'd be behind this treachery, Renault.
What is the meaning of this?
Apologies for the icy reception, but we've business with the girl.
What business could you have with Scarlett? Unhand her this instant.
No, I don't think that will be happening. I act under orders from Emperor Galerius himself. As for what he plans to do with her, that's not for one of my station to know. Yet I shall see it done all the same.
No! Scarlett!
Yeah, so they just straight up kidnap Scarlett like right away. My work here is concluded. I leave the rest to you and your capable band. Don't worry, boss. I'll earn my keep and plenty more. Straight into the hornet's nest, huh? You gotta do something, Elaine. Hear me, soldiers of Cornea. I ask that you stand aside for your returned prince. Sorry, kid. Can't do that. It's nothing personal. Just following orders from the guy paying the coin. Damn, we've no hope of overcoming such numbers. Your Highness. With us, everyone. I beg you. Come, my prince. Yeah, so Joseph went ahead to meet up with everybody else. So
I'm ashamed to hear you make such
we get to meet everybody else.
misfortune before I arrive.
Or at least part of it.
Your Highness, this man is Clive, the knight we spoke of earlier.
A pleasure.
Still, it rankles the mind. I never would have dreamt that Galerius was after Scarlett, and not you, my prince.
Who was that knight who took her?
His name is Renault, formerly a proud servant of Queen Elenia, not unlike myself. And just as I fell victim to Galerius and his foul magic, it would seem he has met with a similar fate.
All the same, why Scarlett?
Perhaps her role as a priestess has something to do with it. Lately, I've heard tell of Zenoira's desire to spread its roots into the Orthodoxy, making one with direct ties a prime target.
In any case, the risk to her safety is clear should she fall into Galerius's hands. And sitting idly by only serves to stoke my worry further. Let us be off at once.
Wouldn't do that if I was you. No chance you're helping the girl if you don't even know where you're going.
And you are?
Don't worry, he's a friend. A collaborator of mine by the name of Travis.
Fancy way to refer to a spy. You need intel, dirt, or just the latest weather, I'm your man.
And what of Renault?
Road east, faster than a clap of thunder. I can only assume he's going for the city. But the real problem is his army of mercenaries. We won't have to Renault. We've got to go through them.
Your Highness, we all share your sense of urgency, but we've no hope of aiding Scarlett without first routing the enemy before us.
Right. We depart as soon as we're able.
All right. So that fortress over there serves as the enemy command post. Indeed, Your Highness, and the region will not know peace until we claim it as our own. So yeah, we have we have to defeat all the mercenaries that were going to attack us in that cutscene. Housecarl. Housecarls are excellent attackers who can lower the enemy's defense and deal heavy damage. So yeah, the one with the one that was able to do the extra attacks at the end of the turn. Yeah, those were Housecarls. So just dudes with axes. As for us, this fortress here is our first and final line of defense. If the enemy overruns it, we'll have nowhere left to turn. Then we defend it at any cost and proceed forth with extreme caution. So yeah, if the enemy takes our command post, it's over. We lose, and we have to defeat the boss here. So yeah, we get to start. Yeah, so we can go into our deploy phase. So, forgive your intrusion, Your Highness, but I believe our units will struggle without the proper changes to their formations. So yeah, I was just about to mention it, but yeah, we can adjust the formations of our units before we deploy them. So press X on the deployment screen to adjust the unit's formation. Before engaging the enemy mercenaries, press X. Okay, yeah, we got it. Yeah, so for now, each unit will only be able to have up to two, or each group will only be able to have up to 2 units. Unit formation. On this screen, you can add, swap, or remove members of a given unit. So yeah, we're going to take the time and we're going to rearrange our units and figure out exactly, you know, what groups we want to make. Perhaps we ought to explain the strengths of each class type first. What say you, Your Highness? Classes. Each character has a set class that determines their combat affinities as well as what weapons and skills they're able to use. Listen to the explanation recommended or not. Yeah, since this is like kind of I've already listened to this explanation, but let's just do it again for the video so you guys can understand as well. I think they do a pretty good job of explaining everything. Such information would prove quite valuable, yes? Please go on. As you wish, my prince. To begin with, cavalry classes such as mine are quite effective when facing enemy infantry. As such, you may always call upon me to dispatch infantry in your path. Knights. Knights are highly effective against infantry-based units and can traverse stages swiftly due to their high mobility. Remember, Your Highness, that danger lies around every turn upon the field of battle. Yet the shield I bear is more than capable of defending our allies from harm. Hoplite. Boasting great shields, armor, and high physical defense, hoplites are stout warriors that excel in protecting their allies. Defending's not the only way to survive, though. If you ask me, you're better off not getting hit in the first place. If you put me in the front row, our enemies won't even be able to touch us. Thieves. Thieves have high evasion, allowing them to swiftly dodge enemy attacks in the front row. Generally speaking, you'll find it best to place your sturdiest fighters in the front row while reserving the back row for your frailer combatants. Look upon the following formations as examples of how you may wish to deploy. So they're going to give us a few examples here. Lord and Knight. The Lord in the front row will bear the brunt of enemy attacks, while the Knight in the back row cuts down enemy infantry. Lord and Hoplite. The Lord and Hoplite will share the burden of enemy attacks, and the Lord will heal when he uses his lean edge. Thief and Lord. The Thief in the front row will draw and evade enemy attacks, while the Lord in the back row can focus purely on offense. Thank you, everyone. I'll be certain to keep this in mind when planning our formations. So yeah, it's kind of interesting, right? So the Lord class that Elaine has, like, it kind of does a little bit of everything, where it's pretty tanky, but also it deals a decent amount of damage. So depending on what units you want to, you know, create in your formation, You can place them in different ways and they'll still be really useful. I'm gonna go rearrange our units and figure out exactly how I want to do things, and yeah, I will see you guys after I do that. One of the other things that you can do from here is you can see the unit details. So on this screen, you can change a unit's formation, adjust members' equipment, and alter their tactics as you see fit. So as I mentioned before, Joseph is already at max level, so I don't really want to use him too much, but he does come with pretty good equipment. He has, well, I mean, better equipment than the rest of us have at the moment. But he has the Templar Sword and Templar Shield, which are a bit stronger. Since I'm not really planning on using him for this fight, I'm actually going to take these from him. And we're going to give them to Elaine. Yeah, just to make him not even a bit, like a lot stronger. Like if you see here, like at the bottom, the physical attack is going to go up by 15 and give us a lot of extra bonuses. So this is going to make him very strong to begin with. Okay, so I think this is the formation that I want to go with. We're going to have Elaine and Travis together, largely so Elaine can tank some attacks and Travis will be able to dodge other ones. His evasion, he won't be able to evade if the enemy attacks too many times. So because his evasion is tied to his passive points. But having Elaine take a couple hits and being able to heal it off is going to help out quite a bit. So I want to keep them together. Then I wanted to use Hodrick and Clive together. Clive does a lot of damage and Hodrick is going to be able to tank just about anything. So they're pretty good, you know, really solid like physical defense and physically offensive like core here. And then we have Lex's unit. So Lex doesn't have the lean edge skill like Elaine does, so he's not really able to heal himself. So I wanted to pair him with Chloe so she can heal him at the end of turns. Also, something that they didn't really explain here, but you do have the ability to make one unit in your formation or each group a leader. And each of them will have a different effect. So if you look on the bottom left, it will show a leader effect. So Elaine's effect is he gains more valor points when defeating enemy units, which is pretty strong. We haven't seen the full use for those points yet, but we will soon. Lex, though, he takes less damage from range assists, but we haven't seen what that is yet, and we're not going to see what it is in this chapter. So for this chapter, we're going to make Chloe the leader because she reduces the wait time when resting. We haven't really gone over resting quite yet, but I think we're going to need to do that in this chapter, so we're going to do that too. We have the exact same situation with Hodrick and Clive, so we're going to make Clive the leader here too. Plus, if you look at their mobility, it changes when you switch units, which is kind of interesting. So yeah, 231 is much higher than 75, so, you know, that's just an extra benefit there too. All right, so that's what we want to go with. And to start, let's have Elaine.
They will be ours.
And let's have Lex or Chloe come out. Sorry, Chloe's the leader here, not Lex.
Ready for anything.
So yeah, we should be able to handle these guys. So we're gonna move over here.
The path is set.
Or I guess let's have them both move towards this city here. We should be able to take it out without too much issue, I hope. Especially since Elaine has a lot more, he has the better equipment. Yeah, so right now with this formation, we won't take any damage and we'll deal 17 back. So there's no reason not to go for this. Nice. Yeah, so the thief skill that's, I think, is kind of insane is they have the ability to steal a passive skill or a passive point from an enemy that they attack. So because he stole the extra passive point there, He was able to evade a second attack because he uses passive points to evade attacks guaranteed.
I'm not afraid of you.
So that's kind of nuts. Lex is still at level 1, so I want him to get some more experience, so we'll have him fight this one, since they're already weakened. Nice. And he gets the level up here too, so that's really cool.
See, Chloe? I can do stuff.
Except he only gains HP. Oh, I hate seeing that. Didn't like it in Fire Emblem, don't like it here either. Seeing only HP go up.
Come then.
Yeah, so we can swap between it. Since we don't take any damage this way, it's better to do that. Oh, we got a critical too. Not that the extra damage mattered. Like, we were still winning anyways. Nice. Yeah, thieves I think are really fun. Like planning around passive points and doing all of that, and dodging attacks is really cool. Stamina. Engaging in battle consumes 1 stamina, seen on the shield to the unit's right. Units with 0 stamina will be unable to move. Unit's starting stamina is determined by its leader. So yeah, if you saw on the shields, we have stamina there, and every time we fight, it goes down by 1. And once the stamina completely runs out, then we're not going to be able to move. The only thing we're going to be able to do is rest at that point. And as you know, when we rest, the enemy is going to be able to first strike us, which is really bad. When possible, Your Highness, you should try to avoid using only a single unit in battle. Should their stamina be exhausted, they will have no choice but to rest where they stand until it recovers. Exactly what I just said. Resting. Select rest from a unit's action menu to command it to rest. The unit will then enter a waiting state and recover a set amount of stamina. Keep in mind, a resting unit is defenseless against enemy attacks. If an enemy engages a resting unit in battle, that unit will be unable to use active skills or passive skills. Yeah, so it's a lot. I got it mixed up with having, losing. When you lose and you enter the waiting state, you get first strike. If you're resting, it's even worse because you won't be able to do anything back. So no active or passive skills. You're just kind of a sitting duck. So yeah, managing stamina is going to be a huge part of the strategy here. And so yeah, we've been alternating our damage so far, which has been good. So yeah, since they have a little extra stamina, we're going to have them take care of this unit first. Damn it, looks like they've got their guys crawling all over the harbor. And judging by appearances, I suspect they have more units ready to join the battle at any moment. Enemy reinforcements. Facilities controlled by the enemy army will occasionally call reinforcements into battle. Try attacking the enemy controlling the facility if you wish to stem the tide. This will force them to heal, stopping them from summoning reinforcements. Yeah, so if the enemy is at full health, you can see this little like pawn icon there. Once that gauge fills up completely, they're going to summon another reinforcement, which is really bad. So especially since all of these battles take place with a time limit, the more units they summon, the worse it gets for us. So you want to take those over as quickly as possible. Although it can be really difficult because they do gain bonuses from being in those towns.
Orders, Your Majesty?
So yeah, we just gained another valor point from defeating an enemy, but we're gonna wait. Specifically because we're trying to take over this town right now. We want to wait so that we can summon our other unit right after. Like from this position, so they don't have to run all the way from the back. So even though he hit us, it didn't do too much. And Elaine's able to heal, so we'll be able to heal it right off next time we fight.
Come then.
Okay, so we actually heal a little bit by fighting with Elaine, so let's just do that. I was trying to debate who we want to give the experience to, but I don't think right now it really matters too much.
We march on.
Nice. That was quite a bit of experience, actually. All right, so we're going to have a lanes unit come over and capture this town. When you capture a town for the first time, or garrison of a town, as you can see on the side, they gain 2 stamina. So since he has less stamina, since he was fighting more often, we're going to have him take this and gain that back.
To me.
Anything for Cornea.
In the meantime, ooh, so we can check out, so you can see how the combat's going to go before you actually get into it. And that's not very good for us. This one tends to be a little bit more. So let's come down this way. Or we don't have to fight right away. We can just wait right here.
For the liberation.
Oh, kind sir, thank you for saving us. I hope this can prove useful in the battles ahead. Hey, a revival orb. That's pretty good. Pretty straightforward. It's going to revive a unit that, you know, that has 0 HP. The battle there, the bridge there appears to be held by enemy spear bearers. Not only are they capable of delivering piercing attacks to an entire column, but they deal heavy damage to cavalry as well. I suggest you exercise the utmost caution when handling them, my prince. Piercing attacks. Some skills like the soldier's long thrust can pierce an enemy unit, damaging enemies in the front and back rows of a single column. Combatants arranged in a column are susceptible to piercing attacks. As such, you should try to stagger them instead. Yeah, so if you see enemies with spears, it's a very, very good idea to not have your your units lined up in a row like that, because then they'll be able to get a lot of damage off. Unit details. Move your cursor over a unit and press X to view the unit details screen where you can adjust equipment and their tactics. So we did that earlier in the deploy screen when we took Joseph's weapons. So yeah, but you can do that whenever. A fine reminder, Clive. Let us consider well the enemy's strengths before marching into battle. Absolutely. It's always super important to see what enemies you're fighting. That way you can have a decent matchup against them. So we're going to send Elaine to come over here and take care of them.
The time is at hand.
But, oh, not what I want. Deploy. There we go. We're going to deploy Clive's unit over here. Since we have the Valor points, we can finally get all our units out. So if we look at the map, we have a bridge here to capture, but we also have this ruin over here to capture as well. There is just a bunch of housecarls along this way. So we're going to send Clive and Hodrick down this way. Them alone should be able to take care of these guys. Yeah, so if you look at it, Clive is very, very, very good against what's it called, like infantry unit, like the housecarls. So we're gonna send them alone to take care of this area here, and that should be more than enough.
Orders, Your Majesty.
So we're gonna have them come down this way too.
Come then.
Okay, yeah, since we're staggered, they don't do any damage to us, so this is perfect. Yeah. Nice. Perfect. Cool, so we'll just keep going. And we should be able to win now.
I'm up.
Yeah, Lex's unit doesn't really do a ton of damage here on their own, so yeah, we'll have Elaine take this up. Nice. Almost level 3. Super, super close. Kids aren't half bad. Come on, boys. It's time to teach them what they're up against. Yeah. A lot more reinforcements. There are more of them? You gotta be kidding me. Alas, it's no joke. I suggest we stand our ground and await their advance rather than charging blindly forward. Garrison effects. Facilities such as towns and bridges have a variety of garrison effects which are bestowed upon the unit garrisoned within. These effects can be quite powerful, so try to garrison units and facilities whenever enemies approach. If you wish to review the garrison effects, simply move the cursor over that facility. So, yeah. Oh, skipping battles. You can now skip battles by pressing plus. It's often better to watch battles play out, as skipping them prevents you from learning why your unit won or lost. So yeah, you gain a lot of information from watching battles. Sometimes things will play out in ways that you don't really expect because of the way the AI like targets things, or even just like slight positioning things like can make a huge difference in battle. So yeah, what we're gonna do here, these enemies are gonna be charging at us. We're going to have Chloe come here and garrison since she has a lot more stamina. And to recover stamina, we're gonna have Elaine's unit rest behind here. So essentially Lex and Chloe are gonna protect us until we're done resting. The bridge though, when we're on the bridge, whoever's garrisoned here, they have no stamina consumption. So if an enemy attacks us, then we don't lose stamina while they hit us, which is really, really good. Also, if we lose, we don't wait. I think that's what that means. I'm not entirely sure, but I think no wait time means if we lose, but we're not dead, we're not forced to wait. So yeah, holding the bridge is very, very strong.
Stand before me.
All right, let's take on this side. Yeah, Hodrick is very strong and he could take a lot of hits, but we don't have any healing here, so anything he takes is going to be permanent. But fortunately, he has a lot of HP, so we should be able to get through this amount of enemies without having to worry. Oh, I guess so Clive's skill is called Assaulting Lance, and essentially what it does is anytime he defeats an enemy, he gains back his action point. It puts him in situations where if he can defeat each enemy in one hit, he can actually wipe out an entire troop on his own, which is very, very strong. These ruins may hold something of use. Ruins. You can find items by garrisoning in ruins. So yeah, if we see ruins on maps, it's usually a really good idea to go after them. They usually give you pretty strong items. And honestly, getting more resources is always a good thing. Plus, the more ruins, towns, or all of that we capture, and the more enemies we defeat, the higher our score at the end. So we want to get a higher score so that we can gain more experience, or not experience, but gain more gold and honors and other things like that. So if we can go out of our way to capture something, it's very important to do so. Like, always worth.
I shall never fail.
Yeah, so let's capture this ruins real quick. Nice. Yeah, so Clive, so this combination here is really, really strong. We take very minimal damage and we're basically guaranteed to wipe out their entire unit every time.
I'll prove my worth.
So yeah, since they ran out of stamina because they were fighting a lot, it's always good to take over this and get that stamina back.
Consider it ours.
Nice. And we got a Dew of Strength. That's a very strong item that what's it called? It increases the target's physical attack by 1. We're gonna save that for now, but yeah, that is a very important item to have. Yeah, so we have a lot of time left. We've already beaten a lot of the stage, so we're gonna have Clive's unit wait here so that they can heal, since they're not able to heal naturally.
How can I win this?
Oof. Okay, we really aren't doing much damage here. Ooh, we're taking a lot. Like this battle is a lot worse for us than I thought it was going to be, actually. Okay, well, nothing to do but to fight it. I was like, we could use the Dew of Strength on Lex, but it might be better to wait a little bit. Oh, they missed. Okay. Yeah, I noticed they were in a row, so I thought we were going to be doing more damage than, you know, what was shown.
I have you.
But yeah, each of the soldiers is able to heal, so that's kind of really, you know, powerful. Yeah, so yeah, okay, yeah, that was a good example of it. So even though we lost, we're not inflicted with that wait time. So as long as we hold this bridge, we can just fight as long as we need to.
To arms.
Okay, this one's gonna go a lot better for us. Is she still missing? Is that what's happening? Like why she's not dealing as much damage? I wonder if moving her position changes that at all. No, we take more damage that way for some reason. I am not entirely sure why that is. Does changing position change the RNG of things? I'm not entirely sure. Let's just go with this for now. Okay, nice. We hit the guard. If I remember correctly, guard, there's just a chance of like reducing the amount of damage you take. Oh, Lex missed. There was always a miss. That's so frustrating. We hit a crit on healing, which is kind of nice. I always like games where you're able to critical hit your healing and just get a better heal. I always think that's pretty cool.
A difficult assignment.
Oh, we're taking so much damage. I think so. If you look, Lex has 20 HP remaining and it says we're taking 20 damage, which means they're probably dealing enough damage for them to just beat us immediately. So I'm going to use a healing tonic here to make sure that he doesn't go down. Yeah, and that reduced the amount of damage we take a lot. Lex, this unit is struggling a lot more than I thought they were going to, so yeah, maybe in the future we'll figure out a better formation for this. Oh, they got critical hit. That's definitely a part of it.
Are you okay?
That is rough. I really hope we don't have to use our last healing vial. Okay, so we can come out if we want to attack. I think these guys are going to stop waiting soon. It might be worth it. We might be able to do enough damage.
Orders, Your Majesty?
Yeah. We're going to do a lot more damage if we're able to hit them while they're still in their waiting phase. So we're going to go out and do that.
I'm up.
Yeah, we actually heal from this. So yeah, super worth doing. We're going to lose a little bit of stamina for doing that, but we can rest after. Yeah, the ability to attack first makes such a huge difference.
I have you. I did
Nice.
it. I'll handle it.
And then we should be able to hit this before they stop. We won't be able to defeat them, but it's better to keep staggering them if we can. And deal as much damage as we can beforehand. Yeah, especially since Lex's warding slash increases his defense. That helps reduce the amount of damage coming in our way. Although we didn't hit a guard, which was a little unfortunate.
That's one down.
Nice. Oh, so their wait time actually didn't increase after we hit them, which is kind of interesting. I thought it was going to.
Understood.
So this unit's a lot closer. I'm not entirely confident that we can get to this unit before their wait time's over, but we should be able to hit this guy first. So we're going to heal a little bit off of this one. So that'll help with the second fight too. The unfortunate thing is because we moved off of the bridge, we're going to be running completely out of stamina.
Healing.
So that'll force us to rest. But I think by the time we're done with these fights,
In service of the crown.
Elaine's unit should be okay.
I did it. Orders, Your Majesty.
In fact, since they're about to finish recovering, we're going to move
I'm on
back
then.
this way and garrison so that we don't we don't completely run out of stamina. Okay, perfect.
To arms.
Nice. We got the guy in the back. Oh, they lived at 1 HP. That is so unfortunate.
That's one down.
Yeah, so one of the nice things about towns is you get HP recovery and stamina recovery while you're there. So let's actually have them come over here
Received.
and garrison the town so that they can recover.
The time is at hand.
And then we're going to have Elaine take up the bridge here. And we're just going to wait for this unit to recover since they're already pretty
This should be
weak.
it.
And so that we don't lose the stamina that we spent a lot of time to
Ability ends
gain.
here. I'll take that. Good. I must never yield.
Nice.
A fine bout.
HP and magic defense. That's okay because he already gained quite a bit before. All right, let's wait a little bit until they're there. Actually, since we have a quick rest from her,
Orders, Your Majesty.
it might actually be better for her to come out
Understood.
and then hit
I'll handle it.
hit rest. So let's do that instead. I think it's a little bit better because of the leader skill.
I'll prove my worth.
Okay. This should be good enough. It's almost fully healed. So let's go and have them take over this bridge here.
It shall be done.
Oh, that was so much faster. Look. Oh man, we already recovered up to 5 stamina. That's crazy. Yeah, the reinforcements tend to be much weaker than the units that are already deployed. They're just kind of there to waste your stamina and be a little
Grows
more
ever closer.
annoying, I guess. So yeah, since Clive is going to go take care of this bridge, it's probably better for us to move and go to fight the boss now. We're gonna die. Well, I think if Elaine fights first, it should be okay.
Prepare yourselves.
I don't think Elaine's gonna die. Okay, it's gonna take 2 attempts to get these guys, but they should do very little back to us, so definitely gonna be worth it. Nice, yeah, 1 each.
Flawless victory.
Unfortunately, Clive wasn't able to land the finishing blow, so he wasn't able to get his AP
What shall I
back.
do? I depart.
Oh, it's still not enough.
I shall never fail.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. Oh, it's the guard. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what his guard rate is. I'm sure it shows it somewhere though.
The battle is ours.
That made such a big difference. And he's so fast that our units barely have time to move before he gets back to the bridge.
Seems we've done it.
Nice though. And we get level ups on both our units, which is great.
Much room to improve.
Except it's only 1 HP. Okay.
On my honor as a knight.
And he got magic attack, which I don't think he uses. So, kind of useless level ups, which sucks, but
I'm ever in your service.
it is what it is, I
It
guess.
shall be done. A fruitful venture, I hope.
All right, we took the bridge. Now let's have him join everybody else.
I depart.
It says they're going to take a lot of damage, but I think we're going to be okay. That there's Aubin, leader of the mercenaries. Don't let your guard down even for a second. Enemy strength. The stars displayed beneath an enemy's stamina represent the relative strength of their unit. An enemy can have 1 to 3 stars depending on their strength. An enemy with a 3-star rating is the commander for a given battle stage. Stage menu. Press plus to open the stage menu where you can review unit formations, save your progress, and more. Consider saving before critical moments such as engaging enemy commanders in battle. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, the stars just mean that he's very, very strong. And honestly, from our battle previews, we were definitely able to see that.
'Tis a deficient plan.
Okay, so they're going to be hitting us very, very hard. So I think, okay, yeah. So what I think, if I remember correctly, is how the AI works is if you don't have it set specifically, they're always going to attack, or if they're attacking and there's no one in their column, then they always attack the next column down. So we were going to take more damage because, what's it called? Because Travis wasn't going to be able to dodge every single attack because he only had so many passive points. But because we moved him up and a lane down, he only has to dodge 1 attack now, which means we're going to be taking less damage overall. So yeah, figuring out formations and the reasons why you take damage is going to be very important.
Well, look who finally came knocking.
Apologies, but I fear we lack the time for pleasantries.
Figures. Let's get it over with then.
Ooh. He stunned us so we don't get to attack. And he did a lot of damage too. Oh, I guess we got to attack anyways. Oh, he attacked up. I'm not entirely sure why. Maybe it's just random. I'm not sure. That'll be something we'll have to figure out. I haven't played enough of it to know for sure. Ooh, critical hit rate up is kind of nice. He's even stronger than he looks. Can we truly defeat such a powerful opponent? We can indeed. Our morale alone should be enough to see us through. Valor skills. You can now use Valor skills during a battle stage. Use them by selecting the Valor skill options from a unit's action menu. Different classes have access to different Valor skills, each of which consume Valor points when used. For example, Elaine's Valorous Order skill grants First Strike to allies within range, which prove useful when fighting enemy commanders. So yeah, each unit has their own like overworld skill or Valor skills. So like if we click here, we can actually spend the Valor at our top that we usually use to summon units for other things. So what I want to do is we're going to use Plunder. This is the Valor skill we're probably going to be using the most. It just steals gold. It's 1 point to steal gold from an enemy unit, and money is always good. So if we can get more money, we're going to do that. 990 gold. That's quite a bit of gold, especially for this early. So yeah, highly recommend if you have extra Valor points, always make sure to steal from the enemies you're about to fight. So let's come down this way. Actually, let's drag this over everybody, and let's have everybody come like over here. And I want to get everybody close together specifically because so Alain can use his royal Valorous order. It's going to increase our damage by 20%, reduce damage taken by 20%, and give First Strike to everyone in range. So we want to keep everybody in range so that everybody can get the effect. Very strong. All right, now we target everybody and have them attack the boss.
Onward.
Also, I think we also have the Wild Rush skill. Damage all units within a designated range. So we get extra damage off on these guys. It's reduced by 50% because they're garrisoned, but that extra damage might be really nice. So let's just do it to do it, you know? So yeah, 10 damage.
Perilous battle indeed.
Oof, that's a lot of damage coming our way, but I think we're going to live and be okay. And we're going to be dealing a lot of damage back to them. Let's organize this a little bit differently. I want to move down, and I want to make sure that we can target the same unit. Yeah. Oh, that's going to deal so much more damage. So he gets the kill here. Oh, he got a critical. Oh, man. Because of that, he has an extra AP. So he's going to be able to hit the other soldier. And then he gets another AP off of it, so he gets to attack again. Oof. We took a lot of damage, but we basically single-handedly wiped out their group. Yeah, so now that we've done that, we're going to have them wait.
It shall be done.
And we're going to have the other units finish him off. Just to distribute the experience a little bit.
Your villainy ends here.
I'm not afraid of you.
Okay, Lex's right now is the lowest level. I want to keep everybody's levels relatively even. So because Lex has the lowest, we'll have him get the experience from this boss. I don't know if that's the perfect way to do things, but that's the way we're going to do it. Nice.
Okay? That wasn't so bad.
Ooh, and Chloe gained a level 2. That was so much experience. Oh, man.
Just leave it to Lex.
And he only gained 1 HP. Oh, no. Well, it is what it is. She gained a magic attack, which I don't think she uses. Well, maybe the heal works under magic. I'm not entirely sure. We got a vitality talisman, max HP plus 10. That's kind of nice. I'm never going to complain about a little extra, max HP. And with that, we clear the stage. And we should be getting as many points as we can possibly get, I think. Outside of time, but I think we did it relatively quickly. Nice. So yeah, we have a lot of resources now.
Alone, are you?
What happened to your friends?
Long gone by now. But with all the time about him, never could have done it without you lot chasing me halfway to hell and back, though.
The fort's empty, Your Majesty. Not a soul in sight.
Guy laid out the bait, and we just had to take a nibble.
Strange. Few leaders would play the sacrificial lamb in such a predicament.
Don't flatter yourselves. I would have shook you off like weak old mud if I hadn't hurt my leg in our little scuffle. But hey, that's just part of the job. You're gambling with your life the second you take that coin.
Then you know how this ends.
Stay your blade, Lex. There's something I need to ask him. What does Galerius want with Scarlett? I'll take any scraps of information you may have, please.
You do realize I'm just hired steel, yeah? They keep my pockets nice and heavy, and that's as far as my curiosity goes. So, sorry, but I'm not a questions kind of guy. At least not past my bottom line.
Well, what do we do with him?
Let's say I offered to fill those pockets instead. What then?
First, I'd ask if you still had all your marbles, but I'm not the discriminating type. As long as the pay's right.
If this is supposed to be a joke, I'm not laughing. We're trying to beat the enemy, not hire them.
It's not every day you come across a man willing to greet the heavens in order to see his allies safe. Now, our aim is to liberate these lands from the oppressive clutches of Zenoira and its emperor. I'd ask your aid in that battle.
You know, I had heard you were nothing more than the crumbs of some spineless resistance that got chewed up and spat back out.
Never would have guessed you're really just a pack of reckless lunatics.
This so-called lunatic is none other than Prince Elaine, true-born heir to the Cornian throne. And our war is a righteous one.
You're trotting around the crowned brat of a dead and gone kingdom trying to flip a whole damn empire? Sorry, kids, but I don't like them odds.
Doesn't sound like he's interested.
Hope you know I don't come cheap.
Does that mean you'll join us?
Granted, you're willing to foot the bill. King-making's not an everyday job for a merc, but you've seen enough to know I'm worth the gold and more. So we got a deal? We'll even cut you a little discount.
Now that we've settled matters here, we move to rescue Scarlett. Time grows short.
Indeed. It's more than evident Galerius had some grand purpose in kidnapping her. Delivering her from his bloodied talons may strike a heavy blow to the heart of his aims.
Perhaps, but this is far sooner than we had planned. Our allies remain scattered through every realm of Fevrith. Casting the gauntlet at Renault's feet would only send us all to an early grave.
If I may add, there are those among Galerius's adherents who willfully chose to betray the Queen those long years ago. I fear we have no hope of avoiding conflict with such base traitors.
It would seem we'll need to bolster our ranks then.
Your Highness, upon ushering you to Palavia, I labored tirelessly to build a foundation upon which the Liberation Army can take hold. I have seen great suffering in our lands, 'tis true, and yet greater resentment harbored by the oppressed and the downtrodden. I have every faith such fierce emotion will spur them to join our cause. My prince, fly your crest across the banner of the liberation. Spearhead the rebellion against Zenoira, and you will surely find kindred spirits ready to take arms in your name.
Then I will do just that. I only ask that you be the crutch I may lean on when the perils of war grow too great to bear alone.
All right. So yeah, we ended up winning and we ended up recruiting the enemy. I forget his name, Aubin, I think. And yeah, so now we get to create a banner. We have a lot of options here. You get to actually change like the bottom, the shield type and other stuff, which is all pretty fun. As you go throughout the game, you unlock more and more of these too. As you can see, there's a lot of spaces for options here. But yeah, for now, I guess I've been accidentally changing things as I've been going. Haven't really meant to, but oops. But yeah, I was just gonna go with the default one or whatever we have. I've just been kind of clicking around. not really trying too hard here. But yeah, all right, whatever. Well, we're gonna go with this. It's not too important, not too important for now, but you know, maybe we'll come back when we get new stuff and, you know, change it every now and then. To begin with, Your Highness, I suggest we make for the fort we liberated and increase the maximum size of a unit. Okay, so we're going to be getting our first taste of overworld stuff. So I'm going to skip through this like real quick just so that we can get here. We're going to take care of all of this in the next episode. And thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.